Well, I think it's a good thing that the budget is saving taxpayers money. I'm not so sure that the mixture of budget initiatives that get those savings are that fair or equitable to all the people of the state. And so that's troubling, and it's one of the reasons I voted against the budget. But I know a lot of those savings are coming through contributions from public employee health benefits and pension benefits. That's a part of the budget repair bill that I supported because I thought it was time for those kind of adjustments to be made. I disagree with the part of the budget repair bill that would eliminate collective bargaining rights for public employees. If that's part of the $200 million savings, I disagree with that part and voted against that, would vote against it again. But the savings, if they're real, we need to have we are required to have a balanced budget in Wisconsin. That's what this budget does, balanced entirely with program cuts, which is a strategy I opposed, but the savings are a good thing.
Okay.
I don't think anybody suggested raising taxes in this state recently, and certainly none have suggested raising the main taxes, which are the income tax and sales tax. We probably get 80–85% of our state revenue from those two combined. But job growth and business growth is the way you get additional revenue. The reason we have had budget difficulties, including a $3.6 billion deficit, is in addition to losing federal stimulus money, our economy in the state has mirrored the federal economy, and we've not had revenue coming in, sales tax revenue, income tax revenue, corporate tax revenue to the degree that we need to have to be able to pay for all our programs. So the way you get more tax revenue and the way you get growth in the economy is for business to improve. Well, the 12th Senate District is obviously rural in nature. The largest communities are Merrill and Antigo and Rhinelander. Otherwise, it's a collection of small communities like Minocqua and Woodruff and Lac du Flambeau and even smaller communities like Presque Isle and Mantuish Waters. And the way that the state can improve business in those communities and improve economic growth is to provide the services and the infrastructure that these small communities cannot. I've tried to focus during my legislative career on programs that help these small crossroads communities and small cities, programs like the Main Street program, state support for our trail system in this area, snowmobile trails, ATV trails, recently bicycle trails. I've supported state loans and grants that provide infrastructure improvements in our industrial parks and make sure that there are sufficient grant loan programs for sewer and water. I've tried to focus on environmental enhancements to this area and make sure that we have not only a clean environment, but an environment that is accessible to travelers who come here, that we have good public landings, that we have good sustainable forest management practices, including harvest, that we have a strong park system, that we have, again, a good trail system for our public land users. And I also try to focus on tax credits and tax benefits and loan and grant programs that small Main Street businesses can take advantage of. Often our economic incentives statewide, our tax incentives go only to large corporations or to big businesses, and I've tried to make sure that those programs or one similar fit our Main Street businesses. So those are the programs I've worked on in the past, continue to try to work on in the future.
Just to follow up on that specific topic, Senator, is there any role for like rural enterprise zones? Do those work? I know that the Walker administration got 8 new enterprise zones. I'm not sure any of them slated for northern Wisconsin, but you mentioned tax credits. Is there any room for those for the concept of enterprise zones?
Well, there definitely are, and those should be, the number should be increased as our state budget allows and as communities are ready to accept the concept. I mean, a lot of these concepts did start in urban areas and moved outward to rural areas. The tax incremental financing districts, for example, are now found in many rural areas. And business development districts started in mostly downtown urban areas, but now even small communities like Eagle River has a bid district. So certainly the enterprise zone concept can be and ought to be expanded to rural communities where it's appropriate and where the state and the locals are accepting of it and have the financial wherewithal to support it.
Just out of curiosity, are you aware, because I don't know, of the new enterprise zones that are created? Are you aware of any being created in northern Wisconsin?
No, and I think Eau Claire Chippewa Falls, if memory serves, is maybe about as far north as it goes.
Okay.
As I recall. I'd have to check on that.
Okay.
There's
Sure.
7 now, I think.